All right, let's talk about a huge fundamental shift in how we get seen online. Seriously, this is a big one. It's a story about this quiet little revolution that basically started on a single day and completely rewrote the rules for, well, anyone creating content for the internet. So let's get right into it and break down what actually happened. Okay, so it all started right here. November 30, 2022. And there was no big press conference, no flashy launch event, nothing like that. OpenAI just kind of posted a link. They announced they trained a new model called ChatGPT. And that was it. Just a simple post. But with that one quiet release, the internet as we all knew it was about to change forever. And the result? I mean, explosive doesn't even begin to cover it. In just 2 months, ChatGPT hit 100 million users. Now, to put that into perspective for you, this was the fastest growing consumer app in history. We're talking faster than Instagram, faster than TikTok. It was wild. People weren't just, curious about it. They were actually integrating it into their daily lives at a speed we'd never seen before. So for decades, really, for as long as most of us can remember, the rules of being visible online were pretty simple, right? You just wanted to be found. The entire industry of search engine optimization, SEO, was built around this one single goal: get on that first page of Google. It was all a game of keywords, backlinks, and domain authority. But here's the crucial difference, the big change. AI systems like ChatGPT, they don't give you a list of 10 blue links to click on. They don't search in the way we think about it. They answer. They synthesize. They take all this vast information from their training data and just give you a direct, consolidated answer. All of a sudden, that whole process of clicking and hunting for information was kind of gone. And this quote right here, it just captures the whole paradigm shift perfectly. Search rewarded being found, AI rewards being understood. Think about that. The old game was all about discovery, just being found. But this new game, it's all about comprehension, being understood so clearly that an AI actually chooses to cite your information in its answer. Okay, so that brings us to a really important comparison. What does it actually mean to go from a world of being found to a world of being understood? Let's put the old rules and the new rules side by side. All right, check this out. On the left, you've got the old way, SEO. The goal? To rank. The method? Shoving in keywords. And the big metric everyone cared about? Website traffic. Simple enough. But now, look at the right. This is the new way, what we call AEO, or Answer Engine Optimization. The goal isn't ranking anymore. It's being cited. The method isn't keywords, it's clarity. And the metric? It's not traffic, it's trust. And we're talking about machine trust here, which is a whole new ballgame. So yeah, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the goal is no longer just getting a person to click a link, but to get an AI to understand and trust your content enough to actually use it, well, how on earth do you do that? To answer that question, we're going to need a whole new set of rules, a new discipline that's designed not for the old search engine crawlers, but for the answer engines of today and definitely tomorrow. And that new discipline has a name, Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO. Basically, the whole goal is to structure your content in a way that an AI can easily parse it, trust it, and then cite it to build one of its direct answers. So you see, this isn't about gaming an algorithm with keywords anymore. It's really about engineering clarity and precision for a machine. And this really highlights a critical mindset shift we all need to make. For years, content creation was all about that persuasive, creative, engaging copy for a human reader, right? Well, AOE is different. It's less about the artistry of writing and way more about the architecture of information. It's about creating a super clear, machine-readable structure that leaves absolutely no room for misinterpretation. Okay, so how do we actually build this structure? Well, the good news is there's a blueprint for it, a really practical framework designed to get your content AI ready. Let's take a look at how it's all put together. This AOE content architecture is really built on 3 distinct layers. Think of it like a pyramid. At the very bottom, the foundation, you have the definition layer. Right in the middle is the framework layer, and sitting at the top, you've got the answer layer. Each one of these layers has a really specific job to do in making your content perfectly understandable to an AI. So, the really crucial thing is how these layers all work together. Let's break it down. The definition layer, that's all about providing absolute clarity. You define your core concepts right up front. The framework layer, this is where you take ownership, explaining your unique processes in a really structured way. And finally, the answer layer. This makes your content easy for an AI to parse because you're presenting it in a simple question and answer format, which is exactly how these systems are trained. Okay, this brings us to the final and, honestly, the most important part. How do you actually take all these ideas and put them into action? How do you make sure that the content you're creating isn't already invisible to this new wave of tech? Well, here are 4 essential first steps you can take. Number 1, audit your existing content to see how ready it is for AEO. Number 2, create some really clear, concise definition blocks for all your core ideas. 3, give your unique processes official names and structure them as clear frameworks. And number 4, build out dedicated FAQ sections on your key pages. Think of this as your starting point checklist for getting visible again. Ultimately, it all boils down to this really powerful idea. If your content isn't structured for clarity, you are basically creating something that an AI simply cannot use. It's invisible. But if you adopt AAO, you're not just creating content anymore. You are engineering an asset that AI systems literally can't afford to ignore. And so I'll leave you with this final question to think about. Really think about it. Take a hard look at the content you're putting out into the world. Is it built with the kind of precision and clarity it needs to be cited in this new AI era? Or is it already invisible?